Hello everyone, today we are with Freedom TV and Alright, today's subject matter, this is the second time recording this because my thing broke down, but today's episode is taxation theft? Okay, we'll start this off, might as well define our terms, that's what you do with any debate. Okay, so taxation is where the government gets money in order to fund its utilities, okay? So, for example, the government has a tax on alcohol in order so it can fund police forces, for example. That would be an example of taxation. Okay? Next, theft. Theft is the forceful takeover or seizure of private property from an individual without their consent from another force in which an agreement has not been made. Okay, that's taxation. That's theft, anyway. Okay, so is, by dictionary definition, taxation a form of theft? Yes. Absolutely. I think that's a fair assessment, in my opinion. Okay, so here's the thing, though. We can cite from Thomas Paine's Common Sense that all government is nothing more than a necessary evil. Okay, that's what Thomas Paine believed. Because men are not angels, and therefore you need some form of government, right? So, I view taxation in the same view of how I view government. It's a necessary evil, okay? So, I don't believe we should have an income tax, I don't believe we should have an IRS, and I certainly don't believe that we should have capital gains tax, okay? However, at this current moment, I don't believe the classical liberal, which is the right-wing movement of conservatives and libertarians, this doesn't include those freaks and what's sometimes called the alt-right, whatever you want to call them, woke-right, it doesn't really matter, or the leftists. Leftists have abandoned this whole narrative of freedom and all of that. They don't give a damn about that anymore. Okay, I don't believe the right-wing classical liberal movement should adopt this. I don't believe it should, because at this current moment, the American public is never going to accept that they are not going to be, that they're never going to accept taxation ending of any kind. Okay? Now, what I think we should be fighting for right now, in the current moment, I think that we need to be fighting for lower taxes. I think we should be fighting for a flat income tax. And I would certainly enjoy fighting for the end of the IRS. Okay? That's what I would support. Okay, but that's how the conservative movement, that's how the libertarian movement, the classical liberal movement, the right-wing movement, that's how we can get past this and we can make our arguments clear. Okay. So I hope you all really enjoyed this episode. Happy New Year, by the way, and please feel free to drop a comment about your opinions on this issue.